Hey everybody, welcome to another Rider Club Radio. We're approaching 100 of these motherfuckers.
Oh god, you don't know, I've been racking my brain trying to think of something special to do for 100, and I don't know, I got nothing.
We could make a good episode.
Don't be ridiculous, Jeff. Which episodes do we talk about this week?
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Liam.
And this episode, we're going to be talking about Animal Sentai Zyuohger episode 42, and Kamen Rider X8 episode, I don't remember.
11.
11.
It's 11.
I'll believe it.
Do you want to hear what happened on X8 11?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so this
it's not like I watched this fucking virgin kitty shit. God,
yeah, losers. This week on Kamen Rider, a kid comes in to the CR with a broken leg. He's getting discharged from the hospital with a broken leg, but he has a bugster in him, and also he hates Christmas, but that's not really important. He has a bugster in him, and
that'll be important next week.
Probably,
I'll tell you that much.
The bugster is the Wizard Salty from episode 1, but he's got a saltier hat. So Emu tries to fight him, and he decides he uses Dragonite Hunter, but he can't control it, and the bugster escapes.
Well, to be fair, he uses Dragonite Hunter Z when Dark X8 shows up.
Yeah, Dark X8 interrupts him, and he says, "I gotta use Dragonite Hunter Z. Shit's getting serious." And he fights both of them, but he can't control it. The wings go out of control. He flies into a building and probably kills 5 people. And Genmu and the Salty Man escape. So he doesn't know what to do. And Genmu, back at the office, Dan Kuroda is sitting at his desk and he says, "Gee, I sure wish I could finish this Gashat, but I need the data on death. I need to plug this thing into someone who is dying."
Yeah, I love how apparently there's no data in all of the world about death at all. He couldn't have just looked it up on fucking Google or anything.
He went to the library and he's like, "What do you got on death?" And the lady was like, What is that, sir?"
"What do you have on death?" And she's like, "Just hold on 1 second." Picked up the phone. "Security!"
He concluded no one knew about it. He must have... I'm privy to a secret. So he has to get data on death. I guess he has to plug his thingy into someone who at the moment of their death, he gets the data. But he
or
can't...
several scenes before they die, as it turns out.
It's a pretty lenient program, apparently, he's got. He has to plug it in, so he's all fucked up on that. He can't figure it out. Meanwhile, Emu's trying to cheer up the patient. What's the kid's name? Shuhei.
Shuhei.
He says, "Shuhei, I haven't done my job as a doctor unless you're happy and healthy, so I'm going to buy you a cake." But he's such an idiot.
He asks his mom. He's like, Hey, this shithole kid's mom, what does this kid love? Is it video games? Is it cakes? And she's like, cakes, whatever, who cares?" Yeah. And he goes and buys a cake, and the kid's like, "I don't even like cake." And instead of fucking our hero being like, "Wow, this mother's a really bad mother," apparently. She didn't even know what her son likes. He's like, "I must have gave him the cake wrong."
No, I'm
a bad doctor because I didn't know he didn't like cake.
It's because Emu did fuck up. He gives him a Christmas cake. He knows the kid hates Christmas, and
the kid doesn't even like cake.
He just says that because he hates Christmas.
He doesn't like cake. His mom and him have a strained relationship where she doesn't spend enough time with him. Did you not watch the episode?
I think it's because he doesn't like Christmas.
He doesn't like Christmas because his mom's never around.
Well, that could be it too.
His mom's a fucking bitch and feeds him cake all the time. He needs nutrients.
Look, cake's got wheat. It's got dairy. It's got...
Look, this motherfucker needs some vitamins. He's a child.
No. She laces Flintstones into those cakes.
Well, delicious.
So he gets the cake, and the kid doesn't like it. And then Mr. Shakuriki Sportsman...
Not enough Flintstones in it, I guess.
It doesn't have that crunch it usually does. Dan Kuroda calls him into his office and says, "Listen, guys, this is a crisis. Kamen Rider Genmu has the last Gashat. He's got Shakuriki Sports. You've cleared every other game. I have the necessary data on all of them. But I need data on Shakuriki Sports. So you guys have to get it back."
I love how he's like, "Yeah, you guys need to clear Shakuriki Sports, and then you'll have cleared all of them." And Kamen Rider Brave, the smartest doctor, just leaps to the conclusion, oh, so if we defeat him, the Bugsters will all die. Good job with that deductive reasoning there.
He makes
fucking moron.
Bit of a leap. Dan also says that Genmu is probably working with the Bugsters. Dan is playing a long game.
Yeah, the long game where he fucking dies at the end of the episode.
Well, that's also part of the plan. What I don't get, I'll explain it later. So Dan says he needs data. He says, get Shaker Esports. Everyone says, sure.
Sure, so Dan, you're like the best man.
Yeah, Dan.
Of course you wouldn't steer us wrong.
When has Dan ever lied to us?
And fucking Kiria's just sitting there like, man, if anybody believed anything I said, this sure would be an easier situation for me.
That must have been the most awkward conversation of Kiria's life. Imagine sitting across the table from Hitler, and like you're the only one who knows it's Hitler, everyone else thinks it's like Josh from Human Resources. And he's looking at you, he's giving you the smirk because he knows you know, but no one believes you. And you're just sitting there like, okay.
I believe I'd have a hard time believing that somebody at my work was Hitler.
Well, that's his angle.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't believe Kiria either, especially because Kiria has lied about everything he's ever said since he was fucking introduced.
He admitted in giant quotation marks that he lied, also in giant quotation marks, about Dan Kuroda being Genmu. So at that point,
he like double lied now.
He's layering lies inside of lies on top of other lies.
Yeah, it's like when our heroes find out that Dan Kuroda is actually Genmu, they're like, wow, Kiria, you were right. I'd be like, Kiria, you fucking asshole, you said you were lying.
What the fuck were you doing?
Why are you like this?
Kiria's like, you think that's air you're breathing?
What?
He's lying about everything. He's always got a trick up his sleeve.
Tricky dick. Kiria. Continue with your terrible approximation of what happened in this episode.
Right, we're in the middle of that. Emu starts to doubt the health ministry. Dan Kuroda plants this seed in his mind that the health ministry might have been the people who created the Bugster for evil ends. And he calls him up and says, hey, the health ministry, which employs Dr. Kyotaro, your fucking idol, may have created the Bugsters. So you need to get that kid out of the health ministry building and into this abandoned skate park where he'll be safe.
Dude, when it like showed the skate park, I was like, oh my god, there's gonna be some bicycle shenanigans.
Nope.
I got so excited, like I legitimately smiled from ear to ear, and then there were absolutely no bike shenanigans to be had.
When was the last time he actually rode the bike? Was it like episode 2?
Something like that.
Long ass time ago. Shame.
Episode 2 was a long ass time in the real world, everyone, before you're like, that was only a few episodes ago or whatever.
Episode 11 was like 9 weeks ago.
It's a long fucking time ago.
Like 2 months.
Some of you have graduated high school, maybe, or middle school, whatever you're in.
So they go to the abandoned skate park. Genmu obviously shows up. Emu can't fucking put the pieces together. He's like, Genmu, what do you want? And Genmu's like, oh, I'm working for the fucking health ministry. It's Kyotaro told me to do it. And Emu's like, no, it can't be. And then they're having a fight.
You should do the dub for this show.
They're having a fight. They do the whole 4-player thing with Dragonite Hunter because the other riders are just like, yo, I'm here too. They all do that X8 thing.
At least they didn't show up transformed already.
Yeah, but Brave, like Kiria has a line at least. He comes in and helps, and he says, "Don't give up on Dr. Kyotaro so easily." Snipe and Brave are just like, "Yo, we're here too. We just showed we're here." So they go.
To be fair, Liam, I have very often been the "Hey, I'm here too" guy.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm sure you have too.
Yeah, everyone hangs out and they don't know we're there, and then we're just there.
Hey, I'm here too.
Yeah, I'm here as well.
We know, Jeff.
Are we fighting the bad guy? I came too. Okay.
So they from He-Man syndrome.
They fight
here too, guys.
They fight Dan Kuroda, Kamen Rider Genmu, and Kamen Rider Genmu tries to murder a child. He sees his chance, and he's like, I'll kill this child. I'll get the death data off of him. He tries to rider kick a defenseless child, and X8 obviously stops him and kills him, or brings him to the brink of death.
Yeah.
And Dan reveals himself. He says, I was Dan Kuroda the whole time. Nobody really says anything to Kiryu except for Brave, who says, well, guess Kiryu was right all along.
Yeah, he's like, wow, it's exactly like you said, Kiryu. I can't fucking believe it.
It's almost like we all got bamboozled because we're idiots. So Dan decides to, as his last gambit, get the death data from himself because he's dying. He sticks the computer into his chest, and he says, I got it, and he fucks off.
It becomes dangerous zombies.
It becomes the dangerous zombies Gashad, and Pallet is really excited about it. They meet up at the abandoned bowling alley or something, and Pallet is super hyped. And that's the end of the episode.
Every Japanese neighborhood has an abandoned bowling alley in it.
It's a very common
thing. Japanese just aren't big on bowling.
No, they were 10 years ago, and then they all went out of business.
Just like in America.
Jeff, what did you think of Kamen Rider X8 episode 11?
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
It's a good show. Not bad. It could have been better. It could have been worse, but it was pretty good. Oh, God. Yeah, it wasn't a bad episode. I liked it. I'm confused on one point. I think it might be the same point you're confused on.
Okay.
Is Dan fucking dead or what?
Okay, I'm confused on 2 points. That's one.
He got the death data out of himself. And I thought maybe, like, it was making him immortal. Like, maybe he was putting the data in himself or something. But no, he's like, I got the death data out on death's door, and I was gonna die anyway because I was using the proto-Gashats, so it was inevitable.
Apparently,
so why aren't you fucking dead, dude? You're still shuffling around.
I think, like, I could have bought at the skate park that he was on the brink of death, but then it cuts to like 4 hours later, and he's still just hanging out on the brink of death. You could probably get to a hospital in that time, Dan, easily.
Yeah.
Well,
does the death data go away if he goes to a hospital and cures himself?
Yeah, because he's not dying anymore. The data gets erased. The doctor will see it, and they'll be like, "What's this death data?" And they'll get rid
He's
of
not
it.
dying. Let's delete that.
He won't be needing this anymore.
No, I worked so hard to get that.
Well, there's that.
Look, if you want death data, you go out and you fucking murder a child like a normal man.
Dude, just the way the rest of us got it, okay? There's that, but also, does Dan not have enough fucking data on Shakuriki Sports yet? He beats ass with it every single episode.
Yeah, but he never murdered anybody with it.
I guess...
and he still hasn't.
Well, I guess he needs to see it used by someone who isn't him.
I don't know, that shit's not about Shakuriki Sports. He doesn't give a shit about that. It was just so he could lure the kid there, so he could murderize him.
That's true. The murderization almost happens in this episode. I will say, other than those two minor little gripes, I was quite glued to this episode. It was one of the ones. It felt the shortest to me, even though it was a regular length episode. It felt very short because I was quite intrigued with Dan's machinations and then him revealing himself to the main group. I thought that was great.
Yeah, when Dan came out and he was like, "All right, guys, I need you to fucking beat up Dark X8 and get Shakuriki Sports," I was like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
That was the most interesting part.
Do you just have, like, a fetish that we don't know about or something?
I need you to beat him up and also maybe verbally degrade him a little while you do it.
Yeah.
He'll
maybe
really
step
hate
on him.
that. Yeah.
Step on him a little bit. He doesn't like that.
That was the part that was most interesting to me because Dan is, like, at least at the time, telling a bunch of people who are way stronger than him to go and kill him.
Yeah.
That kept me interested, and then
it turns out that was his actual plan.
I guess that was his backup. Like, if I don't kill the kid, they can kill me, and that'll get me the data.
Like, what is his fucking end game here? Like, the end of his game happened.
He says he wants to create the ultimate video game.
Look, fucking, is Dan Kuroda Hideo Kojima?
Well, I don't think Dan Kuroda realizes that the ultimate video game was already released back in 2002. It was Morrowind. If he just played that, he'd realize this whole quest is pointless.
Look, the ultimate video game was already created. It was called Crusader of Senti for the Sega Genesis.
Course. Who could forget Crusader of Senti?
It's everyone's favorite game.
What would that form look like?
That's a shout out to somebody who's probably not even listening to this podcast anymore.
If you are,
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, fuck yourself for making us sit through so much Senti. But Dan is the most interesting. Him and Snipe are two of the most interesting characters in the show right now, because Dan is, to me at least, seems like a whack job, and I'm not. Oh yeah, 100%.
He's a fucking nut.
And I know he's got some kind of end goal, but he's so vague on it. And I like that the show is kind of vague on Dan's end goal, because it keeps you guessing about him. It's nice to not know everything.
Dan's fucking dead. He's like, the next episode's going to open on his fucking funeral.
No, the next episode, the rest of the show, he's going to be stumbling around with a ripped shirt like, I swear to God, I'm this close, I'm going to die.
I'm running out of time. I have to finish my plan.
I've only got like 3 more days left until I run out of blood.
Need to go get my blood transfusion. Couldn't you just have the doctors fix you? No!
No, I gotta be dying.
Couldn't you just have the doctors fix you? I mean, I guess. I hadn't really thought about it, but...
Now there's a plan. In the next... Why don't you just go to a hospital or something and wait till someone died and get the death data from that guy?
Yeah. I like how the next episode is like, now that we've shown that Dan Kuroda is really Kamen Rider Genmu and he's fucking on death's door. Christmas time!
I wanted to talk about the next episode preview. It's split into 2 halves. One is like, woo! Kamen Rider, we got an amazing Christmas present for you. Pick up the Christmas cake at your local Japanese 7-Eleven. And then it cuts off abruptly.
7-Eleven?
It cuts off really abruptly. And then the second half of the next preview is like, also, fucking Genmu's gonna murder your wife in her sleep tonight.
Is that what it really says?
That's literally...
I don't remember that.
In English, too. It's the
Holy
most...
Holy shit, dude.
It's the most...
Kamen Rider Genmu is gonna murder Morrowind.
Like... I'm getting like Kabuto levels of tone whiplash.
Yeah.
Here. It's fucked. I love it. It was funny.
I'd already watched Juoger, so like I already got the fucking Christmas preview for the next episode. So when this happened, then it was like next time on Kamen Rider fucking X8 Christmas. I was like, come on now,
both of you,
both of them. Can't you do this in 2 different episodes? Couldn't have this just been a Christmas episode and something?
They gotta teach little Shuhei the meaning of Christmas.
Fucking, the meaning of Christmas is buy our toys. It's the same meaning every year.
Buy more than you usually do, because it's Christmas.
Buy a toy for your mom.
One for yourself and one for your friend.
You need to buy these toys for yourself, because your mother doesn't even know you don't fucking like cake, so...
Jeez. What is your kid like? She likes those Kamen Rider toys, I guess.
What is your son like? I don't know. He likes fucking random men, I guess. That's what I like anyway.
He probably likes candy. I don't know. Kids like candy, right?
Kids, he likes Pall Malls. He loves menthols and shoes in size 8 women's. Just deliver them to my house.
Mother of the year in this week's X8.
Yeah, it's Kiria has like a little growing moment in this episode.
Which when he helps Emu realize that his doctor is a good guy,
and he realizes that like trust is important.
Yeah, and he can't throw it away.
He gets kind of jealous that other people are trusted now. He's like, wow. Deciding I didn't want anyone to trust me made everybody think I'm a giant asshole for some reason.
Maybe I made a mistake.
I miss being trusted.
Maybe I made a mistake. Kiria seems like the only non-idiot in the show, because everyone else is so extremely gullible.
Kiria is also an idiot, but in a different way. In that he thinks the reason why his friend died is not because he had a horrible disease, but because he told him he had a horrible disease.
Yeah. Well, if you're a doctor... You don't tell your patient he has cancer. You gotta keep that a secret, man. That's just common courtesy.
Yeah, I guess it's true. Doctors never tell their patients what's actually wrong with them.
No.
Or else you might hurt their feelings.
It's just rude.
Doctor, what's wrong with me? Oh, you're fine. Doctor, I'm paying you thousands of dollars. You're good. Don't worry.
He's flipping through this huge file and grimacing. He's like, no, I swear. You're good. Clean bill of health. Get out of here.
It'll be okay. Don't worry. Here's the fucking Wonder Swan. Brave and Snipe certainly have a large part in this episode. They stand around in the background a lot and say one line each.
I'm scared for those two. I'm really scared for those two. Brave had a good little bit at the end of the last episode where he laments the death of his girlfriend. That was cool. But really, they're the two that are kind of slipping.
Yeah.
They're slipping to background ornament territory. Snipe does nothing.
No.
I guess they both do nothing.
Snipe gasps.
He shows this
Dan Kuroda gets murderized.
The scene at Dan Kuroda's office, they're all hanging out there. And Snipe's just like, well, we're all here. And Brave's like, yep, I'm here too. And then, again, at the skate park, everyone shows up, and they're in the same frame, in the same shot, they both walk in. Hey, everyone.
Yeah. They're like, our contracts mean that we have to be here in every episode. That's it.
It's 11.
Wah, wah, wah.
Guys gotta eat, I can't survive on water.
You'd be surprised. I feel like we might be harshly judging because we're watching it like weekly.
Look, we love X8.
I feel like if you were watching these episodes back to back, you would realize that like all these characters are getting pretty equal attention.
Yeah, I guess
it's just there's a week between episodes.
Yeah, it's easy when you have like this one episode that's non-Brave, and it feels like you had a whole week that's non-Brave.
Because technically you did.
It stretches out the feeling. It's fine. I mean, I forgive all of X8's flaws so far. They're minor and they're strongly outweighed by the strengths.
Is Snipe your favorite rider?
I still like Brave more. Brave's thing is more personal and way more compelling to me. Him and his girlfriend. That whole story of those two.
Yeah, that was a really cool story. It was a little Kamen Rider Night, which I'm sure is why you like it.
Yep.
But it is a really good story, and it made his character very compelling for a short period of time.
I hope they do something with it. Like, not some horse shit about, oh, you can bring back people who get... I just hope they do something with this and shit. That's all.
Yeah, like, he is just sort of wandering into the scenes now. He doesn't have that drive of, like, I need to get revenge from my girlfriend.
Yeah, Graphite's gone, so...
So he needs a new motivation.
Well, he'll get one soon, I hope.
I hope so.
That's
a worry of mine.
I wish if his thing was, it's Snipe's fault my girlfriend died, I'm gonna go after Snipe. And that was just, like, that's his thing. And it started to be a big part of him, and it consumed him, and he got, like, he messed up because of it sometimes. That would be really interesting, but...
I feel like that's so cliche.
What else can you do? I can't think of anything else.
It could be done well.
I'm on the spot.
I think he should, like... He should feel unfulfilled that he got his revenge or whatever, like he did at the end of the episode.
Yeah, I was going to say, he kind of does at the end of the last episode. But it should
start to consume him.
Oh.
And he should be like constantly trying to like find like fulfillment in the destroying of bugsters, and he gets obsessed with it and goes like further and further towards the deep end where it's all he cares about is destroying bugsters.
That could be good.
Liam, why don't you tell us about the news?
Okay, so
there isn't any.
No, there's one. Just one. This week it was announced that... fucking time. Can I finish the story, Jeff?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Kamen Rider New Deno.
Tell the news! What are you waiting for?
I quit! Remember, this is my second last episode.
That's true. You're almost there.
I'm cashing these last two in, and then I'm done.
Dude, power through. It's always going to be two. Like, just have these last two.
Oh, okay, Kamen Rider New Deno is getting a CSM belt.
Oh boy. Everybody loves Kamen Rider New Deno.
Yeah, if you like Deno, fuck you. But if you like New Deno, I know everyone was waiting on the edge of their seat for New Deno. His belt's here. It's coming.
Oh boy.
Get ready for it.
There's already a Deno CSM belt, isn't there?
Is there? I don't know. I didn't check. I don't dabble in CSM. I'm not a rich oil baron's son, so I don't.
He's not a robber baron.
I don't make six figures, so I can't afford belts. I can't afford CSM belts.
we retweeted a Bandai questionnaire for overseas fans, and if you go to our Twitter, it's still around somewhere. I don't know.
Just find it yourself, you lazy fucks.
Yeah, if you fill it out, like, there might be a chance that Bandai will start direct selling through Amazon or something overseas.
I wouldn't mind that one bit.
Which
not
would
having
be
to go
pretty
through scalpers.
fucking cool.
Yeah, so sign it.
So sign it, even if it does nothing. It won't take you any time at all, you greedy fucking asshole. So, that's literally it, huh? That's all you could find?
It's not that was all I could find, okay? I'm not putting on my fucking journalist hat and going out to Japan and hiding in bars and shit looking for the info. That's just all that happened this week.
Look, I'm gonna pull back the curtain a little bit for everybody to come on back and see how Rider Club Radio's made. Liam has one website that he goes to.
I do not.
And if that doesn't have the information on it, he just jerks off.
I have a few websites. I just tend to use one because they compile it from all the others.
There you go. A window into the true soul of Rider Club Radio.
Yeah,
we don't have one.
This is how the sausage is made.
It's made crudely with all the leftover pig parts. That's Rider Club Radio.
Leftover pig parts. That's us.
I'm just kidding. If Liam says nothing happened, then nothing happened.
Exactly. I told something's probably happening right now. I bet the guy that played fucking Dark Kiva is probably drowning in some lake somewhere, and that's going to be all over the news tomorrow. But here we are, missing it.
He's drowning somebody else in some lake somewhere.
Yeah, he's drowning some I don't know, one of the Kyoryuger actors. They're having a death battle.
Somebody's murdering his roommate with a sword somewhere right now.
Have any Ultramen done anything? Have we talked about Ultramen yet? Have Ultramen done anything fucked up?
I don't know.
We got Kamen Riders done stuff, Sentai's done stuff, Power Rangers done stuff. What Ultramen?
Ultraman is a fucking respectable franchise.
Yeah, that's true.
I actually don't know. There could be nothing but psycho fucking serial killers that ever played an Ultraman, for all I know.
Imagine if every Ultraman was a murderer, like it was a curse. All of them went on to be killers.
Like, they all were deranged fucking, like, Jeffrey Dahmer-ass psychopaths.
If you get on the short list to play Ultraman, you're also, like, on a fucking watch list.
Anyway.
Okay. Yeah, we're really grasping at jokes today.
Why don't we talk about Animal Sentai Zyuohger episode 42?
Sure, Jeff. What happened in this episode?
In this episode of Zyuohger, shit hit the fucking fan for our pal Kubar.
Yeah. He gets very desperate in this one. I really like Kubar in this episode. He gets
he will do absolutely anything to win Genesis' favor back so he won't fucking kill him. And then our heroes just kill him anyway.
Yeah, that's Kubar's character. He's a classic coward. He
is.
He'll do anything to save his own hide, and in this episode he says, I'm gonna kill everybody on Earth. That'll end the blood game, right? And then I'll win, and you'll have to take me back because I'm the best player. And of course he does not win because we have a multicolored team of heroes to stop him. And they fucking murderize him.
Yeah, it's... What I was thinking the whole episode is, like, he is so afraid of dying. And we're shown Genis in this light that this guy is so afraid of him killing him because he's so evil. And he's gonna, like, murderize him super good. And then our heroes band together to murderize him super good.
He's not scared of the Zyuohgers at all. No, those are a bunch of pussies.
They're just gonna shoot laser beams at him until he blows up. Genis is gonna really kill him.
I mean, all they have is 16 giant robots. What are they gonna do? Right?
And Misao overcomes his fear.
Misao is a great little development moment in this episode.
Yeah. He's taken enough and he's not gonna take it no more.
There's a funny little shot, I got a chuckle out of it, where he's a little injured from the last episode. Remember, he was crucified over a lake, and they pull him down, and he's in the hospital while the Zyuohgers are fighting Kubar. And he wakes up in the hospital, he's like, damn, what happened? And the first thing he sees, he sits up, and the very first thing he sees after waking up, he looks out the window, and there was a horrendous death battle between robots happening, and he's like, oh, I probably should go out and help.
He's like, oh yeah, shit, I'm in Power Rangers. I forgot.
It's not framed as a comedic scene, but just that perfect...
It is comedic, though.
It is he wakes up, looks out the window, and perfectly framed in his window are these two giant robots fighting on the horizon, and that's quite a thing to wake up to in the hospital. But yeah, it's a good scene where because he's also quite a coward, right? And he's especially terrified of Genis. I really like how these last two episodes sort of frame that as like on a normal day he's quite a sensitive dude, but when Genis is around he just completely breaks down and he overcomes his fear today. It was a cool.
It was, and it was in the midst of other things happening as well. It wasn't entirely the focus.
It wasn't a Misao episode, yeah.
It was done very well.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
We also learn... Well, first off, we see the Juman that make up the world's power again, which I'm always happy to see them. I love their designs.
I love that trio,
and
yeah.
I really wish they had names.
Yeah, I guess...
I don't know what their names are.
It would have to be something that Misao came up with, because he never knew their names.
Yeah, they were just fucking dead-ass Juman hanging from the ceiling.
That's a shame.
But, the show doesn't really talk about the gravity of that very much. Like, Misao's sad about it sometimes, but it's never like, holy shit, there's like 3 fucking corpse powers in me.
Well, I feel like the image of it is striking enough. Remember when they first showed them at Genesis base, these 3 all chained up dead? I thought that was a really striking... I think that was a striking enough image to get the point across.
That's true.
I like that.
True.
I like that a lot.
We also learn... for the first time, what exactly happened to Yamato's father, and it turns out that he's still alive, he's just a douchebag.
Oh, I loved that part. I assumed Yamato's dad was dead.
Yeah, I did too.
They just have a terrible relationship, so he never talks about him.
Yeah, apparently, like, he wasn't there when his mom died.
Yeah, because
he was too busy being a doctor man.
He was a heartless man saving someone else's life, probably.
Yeah. Wasn't this like a thing in another series?
Where the dad wasn't there when someone's mom died?
Yeah, it was Ghost. Like, it was one of the, like, 2-parter episode things. It was the guy whose soul got put into that horrible fucking monster. Yeah. He, like, the cop, he wasn't there when the mom died because he was too busy being a cop.
Oh, yeah.
Except this time I fucking care.
Imagine if that storyline was done properly with a character you knew, it would be this.
Imagine if Ghost did things well. It might be a good show like this.
There was a point in this episode when Yamato goes into the hospital and he bumps into that doctor, and there's like they stop and they stare at each other for a couple of seconds. And for a split second, I was like, "Is that fucking Dr. Kyotaro from X-Aid?" And then it showed a clear shot of his face, and I was like, "No, it's not." Okay, thank God. That would have been weird as fuck. But
it's Yamato's Oto-san.
It's Yamato's daddy-o, a doctor who's probably very disappointed in his son.
Yeah, think about it from his point of view. Like, I did immediately. Where it's like, oh yeah, his son's like a fucking giant flake that fucked off into the woods to be like a tour guide at a park. And he lives with his uncle in a fucking tree house.
His uncle who dresses up as animals all day.
What a disappointment.
Yeah.
But I'm much more on Yamato's side. You should probably be there when your fucking wife dies, dude. I don't care how busy you are.
Look, I got called to the break room. They were doing the hockey pool.
You know what it's gonna be though? They're gonna be like, well, I had to go perform this surgery that only I could perform to save this life or whatever. Motherfucker, there's other doctors in the goddamn hospital.
Look, Jeff, I'm sure. Have you seen you've seen Agito?
Yeah.
Sometimes there are surgeries that only another Agito can do, and I'm sure it's the same thing.
Yeah, not after a while.
Uh-oh.
It's stupid. It's dumb. There are other surgeons.
Well, okay, you're calling the pot, calling the kettle black before the kettle what's been revealed. Maybe it's a silver kettle. You don't know yet. You don't know if that's the...
What the fuck are you saying?
My point is you don't know if that's what it's gonna be yet. You're just... I'm
speculating.
On it before it's happened.
I'm shitting on speculation.
Yeah, you're shitting on yourself, basically.
Well, it's not the first time.
Yeah, well, I mean, that party was pretty wild, yeah.
Woo! I sure hope I'm not pregnant.
I loved this episode of Zyuohger. I loved it.
Yeah, I did too, man. Zyuohger, like, is so consistently good. Like, sometimes I just think about it during the day. I'm just sitting around and I'm like, man, there's like a whole fucking, like, you could set a tabletop RPG in the world of Zyuohger without featuring Deathgalians or the Zyuohgers, because the world around it is so rich.
The whole Jew-land and the portals.
The Jew-land, like the fucking, that there's aliens out there that aren't Deathgalians.
Yeah, it's true.
And like the divide between humans and Juman.
Yeah.
You could do a tabletop RPG based on like Juman being invaded by people at some point, and that's why they're so distrustful of them.
All interesting little avenues to explore for a story.
Yeah, and most tokusatsu does not have that deep of a world built around it. It's very paper thin, and once you think about it from any direction besides what is being shown to you on screen, it falls apart.
Yeah.
Like giant robots fighting all the time, for instance.
Well, that's Zyuohger has that too, but...
Yeah, but besides that...
How many people die in this episode for sure? Implicitly die.
Well, nobody gets shot when Kubar's shooting his gun around, but he does blow up several fucking buildings.
I always, whenever monsters shoot lasers around and make explosions, I always look for one person explicitly dying, but never happens.
No,
yeah,
never.
They always just miss. But yeah, a lot of buildings blow up in this episode that I don't think they would have had time to evacuate. A lot of deaths.
No, they're literally people just out and about having fun, and then Kubar walks around the corner and he's like, bang, bang, bang!
Yeah.
Don't worry, we evacuated that building in 0 seconds.
As we all see in Shin Godzilla, evacuation takes a very long time.
I didn't see Shin Godzilla.
Oh, you missed it! It was the best movie of 2016.
Was it better than whatever Paul Blart movie came out this year?
Actually, no, not quite. Paul
I
Blart
don't-
4 The Revenge was a little better.
Paul Blart's List.
Paul Blart
That
versus Predator.
That was a stretch, I'm sorry.
That was
But,
a little bit. I got it, but...
I don't even
yeah.
know if there was a Paul Blart movie this year.
I think there was only 2.
Was
Thank
it
God.
better than The Last of Us 2?
That's a video game.
That's a movie.
It's not out yet.
Okay. I'm not allowed to talk bad about The Last of Us. It's against the rules.
Yeah. We laid that out in the contract.
Is it the Beyond Two Souls of movies?
No, because it's good. Holy hell, Beyond Two Souls was dumb.
That's by your favorite video game creator, man, isn't it?
David Cage, yeah, my favorite of all time. He only makes good games.
David Cage has never made a bad game. He's the hit master. He only makes hits.
Yeah, hits like Indigo Prophecy and Heavy Rain.
Everybody's favorite game, Indigo Prophecy. Dude, I love Zyuohger.
Video games are relevant now between Zyuohger and X-Aid.
To the point where I actually was driving home, and I have like a 40-minute drive.
Sucks, dude.
Yeah, it's shit, but like I have a 40-minute drive back, so I just let my mind wander and cause accidents.
Mm-hmm. That's part of the fun of driving it here.
So I just thought on the way home, like, we made that joke once that, like, if we had to be Juman, you would be a pug Juman.
Yes.
And I'd be a turtle. And I ended up just thinking up Juman, just randomly. Like, after that, those two, I just kept going. Like, a bear Juman.
Yeah, bear seems obvious.
Whose name is Ivan.
Because he's Russian.
And he's got, like, a big Russian hat with the flaps on the side. And he loves to drink.
Of course he does. You can show that in a Sentai show.
Yeah. You can.
Yeah.
But... And, he's Juo Bear. And there's already a fucking Kumo cube.
Oh, yeah, there is.
Yeah,
I forgot. In this episode, Azald gets hit, and he regenerates, but he eats 3 Juo cubes instead of the regular cubes. What the heck did he do?
Fucking Bard's like, are you from this world, or where are you? And he's like, oh, I'm only from this world. Or I've only been to this world once now, or whatever. But he absorbs the Juo cubes.
Interesting.
Is he not just physically cube-like and it's just a fucking coincidence? Does he really have something to do with the cubes?
He has to. Georgia wouldn't leave that hanging. They definitely resolve that.
They will, which is just mind-blowing that he's just been this character that's not even mattered for the most part
like
throughout the series.
Yeah.
And now it's going to turn out that he has something to do with the cubes. That's cool as shit.
That's very interesting. I saw your art on Twitter. It was very nice.
Oh, yeah. I drew fucking Juo Turtle.
I like the shell on the back of his head. And
he is, it's on the Twitter now if you want to go see. Juo Turtle is the Teal Ranger.
Check out our fan fiction on the Twitter.
Yeah, his name is Yurt.
Yertle.
Yeah.
I like his turban.
Turtle.
Yeah.
I was gonna draw the Pug Juman as well.
You're like 2 steps away from having a fursona.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're walking a fine line here.
Yeah. I didn't draw him as me. He's just a guy with. He's just a turtle with a turban.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's
why I said 2 steps.
Yeah, his name's Yurt. It's not Jeff.
Jeff the turtle.
Not in the fan fiction I release anyway.
It'd be like a Sonic character, Jeff the turtle.
Jeff the turtle. I was gonna draw the Pug Juman. His name was Junior, in honor of your dog.
In honor of my dog Junior,
who is a fucking pug.
It makes Junior's a good name for a
orb pug.
A what?
He's an orb pug.
He's a very portly dog. Junior's a good name for a pug because Junior is the name of someone who is just an absolute fuck up at life. And that's what pugs are. They're like fuck up. They're nature's fuck ups.
Liam loves pugs so much. Like if you actually found his real Twitter, it's nothing but retweeting emergency pugs every day.
It's not nothing but retweeting emergency pugs, but there's a fair amount of pug photos.
It's a lot of pugs.
Don't slander me.
It's a lot of pugs.
There's a decent helping of pugs. You'll get your fill.
Georgia's real fucking good though, man. I really like this episode, and it's like amping up. Kuuga gets fucking murderized.
That's good.
And there's one moment that like I talk all the time about how it's the little things in Zyuohger that really put it over the top.
Mm-hmm.
Like the teeny tiny things. When everybody stands up in front of their console with the cube on it when they're inside the mechs, and they do their little posing, and say, champion of the ocean or whatever, in a row, they all edit their motions a little bit so that they don't hit the panel in front of them.
Yeah, they made them do it actually in front of the cube.
They don't move them as much. They don't move as much in front of the cube, except Leo, who does his entire thing, including kicking his leg up. He just does it over the console. Because of course Leo would do that.
Leo wouldn't give a shit.
And also, when Tusk does his, he does an extra, arm-waving movement, like a trunk of an elephant, that he doesn't normally do that was really cool.
Yeah, that's a neat bit.
It's the little things, man.
That's a neat bit. I like my poses in my Toku.
Yeah, absolutely. Toku is not Toku without some cool-ass posing in it.
Gotta be at least one pose.
Is that all we have to say about Zyuohger?
I'd say so. Do we got any mail?
Yeah, we got some mail, we got some tweets.
Lay it on me.
We'll start with a tweet. It's from Anachronism.
Okay. I know that person.
Writes, Anna, who writes in at Writer Club Radio. Here's a question for the next episode I'm assuming will happen. You know what they say about assuming?
You assumed right this time, but let's not see you do it again.
If Kamen Rider had to permanently switch to another medium besides television show and manga, what would you prefer it to be? Movies, animation, novels, something else entirely? I would prefer it to be puppet shows in the park.
I was thinking interpretive dance.
You can still do posing.
Yeah.
Probably, I don't know. Toei's really hit or miss with movies.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say good movies. Movies with decent budget where they actually hire good writers and try. If that becomes the main medium, I imagine they would try.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that.
I'd say movies. Because I wouldn't mind if you condense X-8 into a movie, and that's that year's Kamen Rider movie, and then next year they do Kamen Rider Floop, whatever the hell the next Kamen Rider is. And then that would just be it. Instead of the show, you just get a movie every year that's really high budget and more effort into it. I wouldn't mind that. That'd be pretty cool. I wouldn't be able to do a podcast about it, but...
No.
I'd like it.
You'd have to figure something else out to do with your sad, pathetic life.
Yeah,
not that I'm not on the same podcast or anything.
Yeah, what would you do? You fuck.
What would I do with my life? Probably sleep more.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
If I had a choice, movies might be number one, only because, like, when's the last, like, I don't know, there have been, like, a very few, like, really well-animated anime recently.
Very, very few, but yes.
Like very few. Like, if there was a lot of time and effort put into an animation, I would love for there to be animated Kamen Rider.
Yeah. Movies and anime is the obvious choice, but I would also kind of like stage shows. Imagine those are the primary. Seeing that shit live all the time with bike fights on half pipes and shit. Oh.
But we wouldn't see it.
I know, but this is assuming I could see it. This is all taking place in a perfect world. The theater is a really cool place for Toku. All the tricks they have to do on stage to make everything work is really neat.
Yeah.
I like that. And I imagine like the forms and things would have to change to accommodate the different styles of special effects.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
You could get really meta with it and have like the Kamen Riders be based on theater as well.
Yeah, you get it for the first one, yeah.
That'd be pretty fucking cool.
I'd like that.
So hopefully that answers your question.
Hopefully.
Do we have any other tweet questions?
I think that was it. But you can scroll.
No. Yeah. At Billy Kumo writes in, "Oh, just like my beehole." You can look that up and figure out what that's talking about.
It's not a question, but thanks, Ian.
Thanks, man. We appreciate you telling us about your beehole. Our first email is from Adam, who says, "Happy holidays, Jeff and Liam. I wish you had a P.O. box so I could ironically send you guys a Poppy Peepo Papa Lapadoo Do Re Mi Fa Beat Gashat. But sadly I cannot, but I do have something for you guys. Questions." Maybe we should get like a couple P.O. boxes since we can't get one near each other right now.
I would take that ironic Poppy Gashat and I would ironically throw it off my balcony into my ironic garbage can.
I would ironically donate it to charity.
Ironically, though. Like, you're putting it in the box
only
like,
ironically.
Look at me, I'm fucking donating to charity.
God, look at me, I'm just a fucking good person and shit.
Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Didn't we make this
I would
exact
never
joke?
really do this.
Didn't we make this exact joke last week?
That's how our podcast works, dude. We have such a small audience because only Alzheimer's patients can listen to our podcast.
Oh, God.
Question 1. What is your favorite rider suit design? Individual forms count.
Oh, man.
I guess this is a question that can be updated.
Every couple months.
Yeah. What is it, buddy?
Because my answer changes all the time. I like so many suits.
Yeah.
Favorite of all time, though. Fuck me.
That's a dangerous question.
I like Knight's suit. That's one of the reasons why I like him so much. I know I've said this before, but
it is a pretty good suit.
He's the only rider who I ever bought a figure of. Never bought a figure of any other riders. I do love the Bee, Kabuto, almost everybody in Kabuto.
Oh god, yeah, everybody in Kabuto for the most part had a really cool ass look.
Drive type speed was amazing.
Yeah.
Drive
type high speed?
Both.
Yeah.
Baron, I love Baron Banana.
Yeah, Baron's the best looking Gaim suit.
Yeah. God, there's too many.
Besides Kachidoki.
Kachidoki is beautiful. If I had to pick one, maybe Kabuto. But that's iffy. There's too many ones that I like.
I love the way Kabuto looks, but I honestly love Gatak more than Kabuto.
I think Kabuto edges Gatak out just a little bit.
I think Gatak edges Kabuto out just a little bit, actually.
I think I'm going to edge you to climax tonight, Jeff, after the podcast.
Don't threaten me like that, sir, in front of our audience.
We'll agree to disagree on Kabuto suits.
Yeah, that's a really tough question, though, is the thing. It's tough.
That's why our answer changes every couple months, because it's so many.
I think I said Gatak at some point.
Yeah, I probably agree with you.
I'm certain I said the first.
Oh,
suit.
God, I totally forgot about the suits from the first. Those are sexy.
Yeah, I think I said the first for one time as well. So I'm going to pick a different one this time.
Okay.
And I'm going to pick black.
Oh, that's a good choice.
I'm going to pick black. The fucking stripes on black make it.
Okay, it has to be real black, though, not the leotard black.
No, not the leotard. He has to be standing still in the shot. What's your choice, man? You gotta pick one this time.
I'm gonna say Kabuto. I'm pretty sure that's different from my last answer, so I'll say Kabuto. Either masked or rider, I love them both.
They are great. The best masked form and the best rider form in Kabuto is the bee, though, I gotta say. The fact that the bee is the fucking honeycomb is genius.
Yeah, like the eye visor is a honeycomb. That's so cool.
It's fucking genius. And I imagine that's probably why it's called the bee instead of wasp.
Even though the fucking form says wasp.
Yeah.
Wasp. Whatever, who cares? It's a great form.
2, on the flip side, what's your least favorite? Gonna have to go with Type
Technic! Yep. Can't do it at the same time, maybe a little before.
It's a terrible design and a terrible color, and the suit actor can barely move his fucking head and shoulders in it. So it's a triple threat.
All it needs is a little bit of asymmetry to be perfectly horrible in every way.
It's so bad. I hate it so much.
So fucking bad. There's a lot of bad suits.
That's
in Rider history. Final forms for sure, but
pretty much every suit in Forza besides Meteor.
Yeah, God, I don't like Forza's suits. I know maybe it's blasphemy to say this, but I hate Forza's suit.
I love Forza. I hate all the suits besides Meteor. Meteor's base form as well.
Oh well, yeah, gonna have to go with Technic. That's not the best is a contest. Technic's not really the worst. Is not really a contest. It's Technic.
I hate Technic. Oh my god.
Now you got them all riled up. Look what you did.
Third question, a follow-up to my last email is, who is your favorite JoJo? If you don't pick Josuke / Gappy, I'm guessing you never read a single panel of JoJolion.
Look, I love JoJolion.
You're right, I haven't.
I love JoJolion so far, but it's Johnny. So fuck yeah.
It's got to be Joseph.
I like Joseph.
I love Josuke, and I was debating on picking Josuke, but I gotta go with Joseph.
Joseph is probably my third favorite. After Johnny and Jonathan.
Yeah. Jonathan?
I love Jonathan.
I like Jonathan a lot, too. People usually hate him.
No, I like... Jonathan is like this guy who's he's a saint. He's a rich guy who's managed to be a saint, and he has a lot of good scenes. I like his whole thing where he's just trying really hard to like Dio and be friends with him. I like that shtick that he has with Dio.
You feel for him, though. Like, you have to empathize with this guy who just wants to fucking get by in life.
Yeah. And
this dude shows up and just shits all over him.
And Johnny is like, if Jonathan was a little more realistic, he's a fucking snot-nosed asshole who pays a huge price for it.
Yep.
Which is, I love that. I love Johnny so much. It's he's a treasure.
And when I say Josuke, I don't mean Gappy. I haven't read JoJolion, so...
You should read JoJolion. It's super weird.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
It's
the one thing I hear about it all the time is that the protagonist has 4 testicles.
Yep, he's got 4 testicles.
Why?
You gotta read it to find out. I'm not gonna... It takes way too long to
Why
explain.
is that a fucking plot point? Why is it a plot point how many testicles a character has?
You have to read it to get it. Like I said,
I'll read it eventually.
It's weird and will take a long time.
I have a lot of shit to get to in my life before I die, man.
Yeah, that's life. Just getting all your shit. You gotta read all your manga.
That's the only thing that really matters in life, really, is that you read all your manga.
The real tragedy of Abe Lincoln is that he got shot before he could finish Tokyo Ghoul.
I feel like your timeline might be a little out of whack here.
Is Tokyo Ghoul even a manga? I've never seen it.
I don't know. My niece loves the shit out of that, is all I know. She tries to explain it to me, and I glaze over it like my fucking parents did when I tried to talk about Dragon Ball Z.
I imagine it's about zombies in Tokyo, and it's probably not as cool as Dragon Ball Z.
You know, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that it isn't as cool as Dragon Ball Z, regardless. And come at me, you fucking nerd-ass manga fans or anime, whatever. Who cares?
Debate me.
I'm not going to debate that. There's no debate to be had.
No, I'm talking to the audience, the Tokyo Ghoul fans.
Oh,
debate us.
Yeah, debate Liam. Our next email is from James, who says,
Hey.
Christmas is almost here, so let's get gaming. Recently caught up with X8 and watched Heart and Mock. My verdict is that they're both enjoyable, and I really liked 5886. The concept of a Roidmude Frankenstein that wants to be complete by stealing and killing all people who were copied by Roidmude sound cool. He liked Brain and Medic being inside a Heart. He agrees with Liam that Type Heart Miracle's a good design with the concept of Rider armor combined with Kaijin. I think it's a cheap fucking slap together job that looks terrible.
I think you're a cheap fucking slap together human.
Be that as it may, doesn't change the fact that suit looks like shit.
Yeah, no, it looks great.
My first question is, what rider form do you want to happen? I don't know if it's just me, but I want Bujin, Gaim, Blood Kachidoki, and Blood Kiwami.
Oh.
The artist Ramen Driver, who did Ghost Bruce Lee form, which was my favorite fan art ever.
Oh yeah, that was such a cool picture.
He did those two forms, and you can check them out if you want, which I will later.
I think I can imagine what they look like, but I'd like to see it anyways.
So what form do you want to happen that didn't happen?
Speaking of Kachidoki, when Kachidoki first came out, when he got his Kachidoki lock seed, on the front of it, it says KLS01. It's got a number just like all the other lock seeds. So what I thought in my stupid brain, I didn't understand toy catalogs and fiscal quarters yet. I figured all the other main riders would also get like Kachidoki kind of lock seeds, like they'd get their own sort of big mid-seed, like there'd be a big banana one and a grape one and a melon one.
Yeah,
I would really love to see those. There is a design.
What an idiot!
There's fan designs for grape and banana. I don't think there's one for melon, but they look the ones that they came up with look fucking tip top. I love them. I wish I could have actually seen them, but
dude, I want Ghost Bruce Lee form.
No, you can't say something that we already mentioned.
I know, I do want that, but I don't know, man. Everybody wanted the fucking melon form, the melon raiment.
What? Oh, Jinba Melon.
Yeah,
never
Jinba
happened.
Melon. Everybody wanted that. I didn't give a shit.
Every episode, everyone was like, "This will be the episode where Jinba Melon."
This will be Jinba Melon.
Melon
gives
Raymond.
Fuck, but nah, people really wanted that.
Who cares?
Who cares what anyone who isn't me wanted?
Yeah, honestly.
It's tough though, man, because I don't know. I usually get the forms I want. I don't want any ghost forms besides Bruce Lee because it would have to be in a ghost related thing.
I want Oja Survive. What happened to that shit?
Okay.
Oja Survive.
I got nothing to say to fucking Ryuki anymore. I feel like we've talked everything there is to talk about that show.
After the spoiler cast, yeah, we cannot say a single other word about Ryuki. It's all out on the table now.
Look, I don't want anything. I'm perfectly content with my place in the universe.
That's your answer?
That's my real answer.
That's pretty zen. Actually, that's a lot more zen than I would expect from you.
Secondly, what is your favorite Rider cameo post-decade? My pick has to go with O's appearing in Double Forever, since that scene got me in the franchise.
Post-decade. Oh... I like a cameo. I was gonna say I liked.
I'm gonna have to say Genmu in Ghost, where he just shows up and wrecks the fuck out of the two idiots who I hate.
I was gonna say Shotaro in Heisei vs. Showa, but that wasn't really a cameo.
No,
he just had a great time in that. Ooh, I liked. Ghost in Drive, actually, if we're talking that kind of thing, where he actually acted like a ghost and flew around and shit.
He seemed like he was going to be cool.
Yeah. What fools we were. I remember looking back and then thinking, well, I can't wait to see his TV show. This is going to be awesome.
It's exactly what I wanted.
Whoa.
It's going to be Shaman King Rider.
You're never going to let me go about that, eh?
Nope.
Oh, well.
Nope. Lastly, What original rider have you guys thought up without basing them on existing rider systems? Recently, I've been messing around with an Arthurian lore-based rider named Avalon, and he has forms based on the Knights of the Round Table, with Arthur being his final form. Have a good Christmas, and stay golden. And he sent us a picture of a gold version of Type Trideron.
Hey, is that real?
Get it? Stay golden?
I know, but is that... Did they actually make a toy out of that, or is it like an edit, or what?
I think it's an edit.
Ah, okay.
It's more yellow than gold anyway. Get your shit together, dude.
Wow, this email sucks, dude.
Well, we did run 2 Kamen Rider tabletop games.
Yeah.
So each of us had a character in them.
Yeah, apart from that, though, shit, I came up with a Ghost Rider, but that's not going to work anymore.
Yeah, that one's done forever.
I did come up with one way back after I saw Jay. I had a neat idea for a rider who goes to an alien planet. Like, there's like a portal in space or something that opens over Earth, and they send over this pro astronaut to check it out. But his plane crashes, and the grasshopper aliens on the other side of the portal are like, well, we got to put this guy together. So they try and fix him as best they could, but they're grasshoppers and they don't know humans. So he has grasshopper physiology, so they give him this belt that holds him together. And if he takes it off, he falls apart. His physiology just breaks. And the belt also lets him fight evil aliens. I don't know what his name would be or anything. He's just like a kind of classic kind of rider.
His name would be Kamen Rider Endless Fucking Suffering. Would be his name.
God, Kamen Rider, I gotta shower in this fucking thing, and
like what a terrible life you set up for this poor man.
Well, he's definitely a Showa rider then.
I guess that's even more Showa than Showa. It's funny that you say Arthurian lore though, like because my game, the characters were all based on, like, chess pieces.
Oh, that was a fun game. That was a fun tabletop. I want to do another one like that.
Yeah, maybe one day we'll play another fucking tabletop game.
Maybe someday.
And I spun off an NPC character who got completely murderized. Kamen Rider Paladin. And
I remember that guy.
Idea that I was gonna do. He was your classic rider character who was far more idealistic than intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
And he suffered the ultimate fate.
Yeah.
Being an NPC in a tabletop game, a.k.a. death.
Poor old Paladin.
But Arthurian lore seems pretty fucking sweet.
That's not a bad theme to pick.
Like a Merlin form.
Yeah, you get Merlin and Gwendolyn and all them.
And our last message is also from Adam.
Adam again.
You didn't know you could have 2 emails in the same show, did you? Mostly because we don't have that many. But he said...
we're really desperate here, so...
I already sent in an email, but I just have to add that I just saw your Juoger OC, and it's amazing. I love how you named him Yurt. Thanks, buddy.
He's had to throw in you, yeah.
I also have another question. I didn't just pick it because he sucked my dick a little bit.
Okay, I figured.
He said, also have another question. What's your favorite kaiju?
Kaiju? Not kaijin?
Kaiju.
Kaiju. Does Mechagodzilla count?
Yeah.
He's a robot. Yeah, I'm gonna say Mechagodzilla. I love Mechagodzilla.
Really? Mechagodzilla, huh?
I like the dark reflection of... I like Venom and all them from Spider-Man. I like that sort of thing.
Venom was a really cool concept until Carnage.
Yeah, I don't like Carnage much.
And everything that came after.
Yeah, but Mechagodzilla. I like Mechagodzilla.
Yeah, Mechagodzilla's cool. My favorite kaiju... I do love Gamera.
Of course.
I do love... Gamera is sort of your classic hero, which is really strange in the world of kaiju.
How do you be friend to all children?
When you're a giant fucking tusked tortoise? I don't know.
Talk or anything?
I don't know. He just is.
I don't know.
He's a friend to all children. I do love Godzilla, man. I don't want to be...
Godzilla's the only one... Well, one of the only ones that actually means something. Like he's a metaphor for the fears and anxieties of post-war Japan. I mean, not so much anymore, but
he's the OG.
Yeah,
and I do love him so dearly.
He's an iconic character, not like fucking Mechagodzilla isn't that iconic. King Ghidorah.
Godzilla is pretty goddamn iconic.
He's not Godzilla iconic, though.
No, he's Venom iconic. He's like Bizarro iconic. I actually do love King Ghidorah. I feel like if Godzilla had an archenemy, it would be King Ghidorah.
King Ghidorah, yeah. Which is funny because there's so many alternate Godzillas. There's Space Godzilla and Mecha Godzilla and all that crap, but King Ghidorah is it's a nemesis for him.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say Godzilla.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
With a little asterisk next to it that I also love Gamera and a lot of other giant monster, man.
It's hard to pick a kaiju.
It really is. So thanks for writing in twice, Adam. Thanks for kissing my ass a little bit for my art. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm sure he does.
I need all the help with my tiny deflated ass ego that I can get. And I thank all of you for tuning into Rider Club Radio week after week, even though it never gets any better.
We're working.
I know you're holding out hope that one day it'll get better, but you should probably just go ahead and let that dream die.
It'll be easier, really, if you do it now. You gotta rip that Band-Aid off.
And after you let your dreams die, you can follow us on Twitter at Rider Club Radio, where we've posted all this cool stuff I'm talking about.
Yeah, check out the fan art. And if you want to send us an email and be featured on the show, shoot us an email to riderclubradio@gmail.com.
And if you would like to be featured personally on the show, start your own podcast.
Start your own podcast, get at least as successful as us or more, and then you can come on. It's not hard.
That's true. It's really not difficult.
So
all you have to do is be like, start a podcast about something that isn't Kamen Rider related, and you'll do better than us.
Yeah, just do a podcast about, I don't know, the Superman or something. We'll have you on here.
Do a podcast about Gilmore Girls and get really popular.
Yeah, they were having a resurgence recently.
Yeah.
Shin Gilmore Girls just came out of here.
That's Gilmore Girls Rebuild.
Oh,
that's what it's called.
Yeah, end of Gilmore Girls.
Tune in next time where we'll talk more about probably not Gilmore Girls, but Kamen Rider for sure.
We'll play that by ear. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
See you.